And here we have it, everyone. Sinners versus Night Owls, the rematch of the century. And before I can even finish my sentence, White's going to be getting hit in on Arushi. Cafulio on the killer now. Pele is going to be dropped here very early on. And don't you just love being in a chase against Blight, Pryon?
Definitely not. I'm Blight's #1 hater in scrims as Cafulio gets his first down onto Arushi so fast into the game. And I mean, he's gonna be wary of a pallet save because that's kind of what happens when you get it down that fast. Really nice double rush there onto the ornament file. He does get pallet stunned, gonna break that pallet. And this should be a hit onto Rats. Yeah, that's a second free tag after getting the down onto Arushi. And we saw Discordance activate in the distance, so we know that Rats is the only survivor that could be pallet saving here, but Arushi gets up. He had Unbreakable. That's going to be a really important perk down for the survivors already, but it does get them out of that first hook, and Arushi's now going to go back towards Shack where the pallet is already broken. This chase is going a little bit longer than it probably should have now that he went to go get the free tag on Rats, but Arushi runs back into Cafulio on the other side of the Shack. He's going to go down though. Really calculated though. I think he did that specifically so they could get that double gen done.
Yeah, just buying time here, exactly what you want to do, and it was really good damage control there from Arushi, to be honest. Obviously, going down before we could actually formulate our thoughts, our opinions on the match at all, so phenomenal play from Cafulio, but yeah, Arushi making the best of a bad situation. Unbreakable is going to be down for the rest of the match, though. Obviously, you get to delay the first gen a little bit, but that's probably not the most ideal use. Generally, when you're early in the game, you can try and avoid going down a bit more. You have more things on the map to work with, more pallets, more resources, but against a Blight of this caliber, don't mean jack. Obviously, we have both of the Blighted, the Crow, the Rat add-ons, just to get that speed up and pull off some of those absolutely ridiculous techs that you yourself are such a big fan of playing against. As we see here, going onto the high ground, Rat's actually just going to be jumping off, and yeah, Cafulio not really going to be able to follow. But this is the thing with Blight. You can essentially proxy camp from like halfway across the map, because what happens if someone comes through for the save? You're just back on it in about 3 seconds, right? Spies from Shadows also being triggered here, so actually getting some decent value out of the perk to find onto Winter Edit, and yeah, taking no chances there, going to be rushing that one down, making sure pallet cannot be made. Is this a trade that's going to be coming through from Survivors? Does look like it, so Claudette is going to be going down for the cause. Arushi, however, your haste doesn't really mean a whole lot against a killer that can just kind of go double speed. Obviously going to be baiting the hit out with the Vault here, but yeah. Right now, you can kind of see where Cafulio's priorities lie.
Yeah, and notably, we could have guessed this because we saw the Unbreakable first, but Arushi goes down again, and he is the Deliverance player.
Oh, yeah, it's a curse, isn't it?
This could have been complete disaster for Night Owls right off the bat if Arushi hadn't gotten something for that down. So they actually get another gen in the distance. Arushi, Death Hook now, Deliverance is totally out of play. And Cafulio is sitting in a pretty good spot here. They do have good progress here on this hill gen, and they're gonna fast pull him, and I'm assuming that there's no For the People coming in, and he's just gonna get into his third chase here. Cafulio rushing past him, waiting out the borrowed time, and this is gonna be Urushi's final chase here. I'm not sure if that unhook was a good idea, especially without a For the People. I was really expecting one.
I mean, yeah, obviously you kind of understand that the tongue's going to be coming through. Why not let Arushi hang just a little bit longer for that? Credit where it's due. Arushi right now doing a pretty good job just kind of buying more time against Cafulio. Going to be using as many resources as possible. You know that you are the hunted right now, so you might as well just do what you can to defend yourself. Right now, yeah, Cafulio doesn't really care about this discordance all that much, wants Arushi out of the game, and we know this to just be standard gameplay here. And yeah, looks like just doubling up on the gens, it seems like these survivors almost know that they aren't going to be all escaping or even completing all of the generators, you know? Yeah, they're going to be doubling up on that gen, but yeah, go on.
Significant progress on Rats' solo gen too. Survivors are actually getting quite a bit of good progress for the death of Arushi. And notably, Arushi went to the perfect place to die. And that is exactly what you have to do against Blight. He's going to interrupt this gen here over by the main building. He does have somewhat of a 3-gen here with the 2 gens next to the main building and this one that he's kicking right now. And now that we're in the 3v1, Spies from the Shadows is going to really come in big, especially if they're not able to reset Rats quickly. And he's going to find another chase here on a counter raid at the Shack. Counter raid going to take a hit at Shack, and run as far away as he can, but that's not going to be very far against Blight. And we see the double fatigue bug there. Counter raid going edge map. He does have Lucky Break, and it looks like Confulio lost him completely.
Yeah, also, I'm not sure if it's been used already, but has a full heal in that medkit. Purple medkit with the abdominal dressings is going to be allowing full heal to be coming on in. So counter raid is going to be able to get healthy without the assistance of the rest of the team, but right now no one is here to assist you. Claudette is going to be chased down, but Confulio actually not going to be committing to this. He's just kind of sticking around here. Yeah, had an inkling that someone was around, and that crow being incredibly loud, giving him away. Heal did come through there, and Confulio... This is some juicy Blight play, and yeah, gonna be getting that hit through in the end. It was sloppy, but you know what? It worked out regardless, and it's only a matter of time before these rushes come back online. No loop is safe against this killer, but the Lucky Break seems to be getting value again. Confulio just kind of ditching counter raid there.
Yeah, and I think he's ditching counter raid because he knows that counter raid is so far away from any of the gens that he wants to protect, and that's why he comes over here, finds blood, finds scratch marks from rats. He's gonna not bump there on the logs, and that's gonna lose him a lot of distance. Rats is gonna be able to get away from the gens. I mean, he may go down here. He doesn't have a pallet at this tile, but Rat's going to the perfect spot to die once again. He's gonna go down to the flick at that rock, and he is going to be picked up. So what are these survivors doing? Yeah, looks like they're splitting the gens.
Yeah, so this is actually fairly different from what I was saying before. Counter raid is fully healed up, likely just posturing for the save right about now. Yeah, looks like yeah, that's gonna be the man assigned to do it. Counter raid right now. Instead, Confulio just going back to all these generators, realizing the progress on them. But yeah, Pop is so unbelievably strong, even in the hands of a weak kill. You put it on Blight, holy hell, you've got a machine on your hands. And yeah, once again, Spies from the Shadows. Not obviously Blight's relatively restricted in what he's able to bring under our balancing, but yeah, Spies from the Shadows working out quite well. And ooh, that's
how did that not hit?
Unfortunate. I don't know, the voices. Confulio just kind of swung a warning shot there at Winter Edit, realized it didn't want the game to end that early. Obviously, gonna be coming back to kick this gen. Sees the discordance over here, and yeah, credit where it's due. The survivors are very split. They're kind of just employing some Fabian tactics right now, kind of baiting some aggression, but never really committing to a full chase. And that kind of works out.
Yeah, and we saw that Urushi had overcome when he died, so we know that the exhaustion perks on these survivors are going to be Sprint Burst, Lithe, and Balanced Landing, and I think we're going to be seeing them position accordingly on these gens as the Blight rushes towards them. Winter Edit's going to go down at the Ormond tile near the gen, and that's going to be another hook, or that's going to be a hook onto him, and we see another Spy's Bird go up in the middle of the map, maybe Rats angling for another flashlight save. But no, the Blight is actually
99 sprint
back
burst.
to the other gen.
Yeah, Rats has a 99 sprint burst there as well, so was definitely seeing if some kind of hero play could come out, but no, likely going to be looking for the pickup onto Winter Edit, and then the ability to get the hell out of dodge after that is going to be very valuable. And yeah, again, these survivors are just so damn elusive. Yeah, you have one down right here. Yes, you have one injured on paper. It looks pretty good, but you're actually really struggling to lock anything down. Meanwhile, they're about, what, 2-3 gens, which seem just about ready to pop. And yeah, that's going to be one in the corner. That's going to be the one on the hill, seeming like it. This one, obviously, Pop Goes the Weasel is going to be pulling that one down. But yeah, the new changes are going to be coming in. That generator can't be regressed no more. So provided the survivors can actually get a little bit of progress to stop that generator from regressing, then it's going to be a good time. Rats, store something cool in the basement.
Rats, and I mean, Confulio's actually going to leave because he knows that Rats is just going into the basement to buy time for something else. Really smart play there from Rats, and he's actually going to continue living here, just trying to bait Confulio down into the basement so that Adam.
I mean, Rats is useless.
Yeah, I mean, until he gets his sprint burst up, there's nothing Rats can do, and counter raid is just going to leave. So there's a really good chance here that Winter Edit is going to go second. As Confulio rushing away again, he's going to find Rats out of the basement. Barely misses that flick. I think he might have wanted to go for another bounce there, and Rats is going to escape. Claudette almost going second here, and yeah, it looks like they're gonna let Claudette go second. Oh, he misses the collision there, allowing counter raid to get further around the tile, and he's gonna miss the flick onto Rats again. But Rats not going for that unhook. He knows he can't trade that here in the 3v1.
Honestly, this can still go either way. This has been being played very well, but yeah, time's being bought here, and yes, the save is just able to come through. Cthulhu not going to be committing into this duo, so maybe a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room here for Winter Edit to actually get healed up, but in the meantime, Stunk is going to be coming through. Spies from the Shadows, again, just giving good, consistent information. That's exactly what you want. What was initially a relatively safe heal is now not in the slightest, because you know exactly where these survivors are. You don't even really care about counter raid. Like, sure, you can get some kind of nice hits on him, and actually is going to be coming to the chase because Winter Edit has gone missing, off to save their friend, obviously. And oh,
what a body block!
That's a brilliant body block, but yeah, unfortunately, not going to be a lot. Very clever play here. Rats has the flashlight. Coolio knows it. The save not going to be coming through. Counter raid is going to be trying to bully this gen through, and it's not quite going to be working out, unfortunately. This is just the power of Blight. Survivors have played this immensely well, but yeah, the game seems a lot more in Coolio's hands now.
Yeah, ever since Urushi died, the progress just crawls, and with only 2 survivors now, it's not looking like Night Owls is going to be able to get another gen, but let's not delude ourselves here. Getting down to 1 gen against Blight on this map is definitely a good result for Night Owls that I think they can be very happy with.
Yeah, especially considering how rough that early game looked with Urushi going down within, I want to say, like 20, 30 seconds. A very fast early down. Obviously, the Unbreakable helped there. And then also, a little bit of luck came out. Obviously, we joke about it a lot, but having Deliverance does increase your likelihood of being tunneled out first by about 500%. Scientifically proven fact, look it up. So that doesn't help in Urushi's favor here. So yeah, looking like the 4K at 1 gen is going to be coming through, obviously. There may be a play for Hatch as well, just try and deny a couple of extra hook stages here. Counter Raid, I do not see Counter Raid being long this well, but even if Counter Raid goes down and Rat's able to escape, remember, we measure the primary method of measurement after generators is hook stages, not necessarily kills. So camping out Counter Raid here and getting them to 3 stages, it's 11 versus 12, which is honestly a pretty good margin. So you definitely take the hook onto Counter Raid here over Rats. It's a small thing, but it's something that you really need to consider in these high-level games. And we're getting further into the tournament. The competition only gets harsher, but Rats, you weren't very hidden there, bud.
It's really important to note that Counter Raid is on first hook. He can't Kobe, which means that Cthulhu is going to have so much time to find Rats. That's going to be the hook onto Rats. And yeah, one of the really important things in this game, I think, was Spies from the Shadows, and the fact that it is one of those perks that is nearly impossible for the survivors to tell when it's in use.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you do know when it's in use, what are you really going to do about it? Let's be completely honest here. I mean, obviously, yes, you kind of stop the crows from jumping off if you're crouching or walking the entire map, but why would you be walking and crouching around the entire map? Just its sheer existence is actually a really big thing, and it's relatively hit or miss as a perk on how good the information it will give is, but the information here, honestly, absolutely brilliant for Cthulhu. So wonderful performance there coming out for our Blight. Going to be seeing whether or not this can be matched next time that Night Owls have their killer round. So we're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back with Night Owls on the Blight.